See down here, we're doing a dark horse crank. We're going up to 12-to-1 compression pistons. Welcome back, guys. This is more of a traditional video for the channel. We're doing a build on mixed Fat Bob. Now you may remember we actually did this one a little while ago. Did a 128 combination in it with a set of heads, and the customer wants a little bit more. So we're doing, see down here, we're doing a dark horse crank. We're going up to 12-to-1 compression pistons. There's lots of other accessories going on here too, guys. Here, so we've got a new seat. We've got there's grips, there's levers, there's all sorts of things going on here. The camshaft, we're going to be swapping that out. We're going to be doing this combo is still going to be a 128, but it's going to be 12-to-1 with the dark horse crank, plus 1mm valve heads. They're already on there, but we're doing a new cam. So it's a test cam from the Cyclerama APE collaboration. It's the 589. So we're going to be using that. What we're going to do here, we're going to pull this thing down. We're going to get the crank out, have a look at it, go through everything, pull the engine out, separate the cases, put the new flywheel in, put it all back together and return it. Let's go. Here's a quick look at the flywheel for you guys. So you can see we're running they run the brass bushings in the little end there just to give that extra longevity and better performance. Obviously you can see the welded and plugged pin through the center there, and these things are just absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to get this in, guys. Let's go. Right guys, time to get this oil line off the top here. This is probably the worst part of these first gen M8s. It's a messy sort of job. There's a couple of things I do to try and minimise the oil there, so I'll run through that. Just got a couple of these quart bottles. That's my American. Need to work on it. Anyway, so these are just a couple of quart bottles just cut down so they can slide down underneath and catch some of the oil that drips out. We also put a rag in there. We'll come up and have a look. On the soft tails, it's this oil line that runs across over the top there, down the front, but it actually comes out on the right hand side. On the soft tails, it comes out the left side on the Tourers. But I'm going to run you through here a couple of little earplugs here. They just squish into the hoses when you got it off, so we'll take it off. Also got this little snap-on tool here. So this guy here, it's a little low profile. There's the part number for the ratchet there, and then you can get different size sockets. I've got a 3/8 and a 7/16 for different things, but yeah, the 3/8 one does the bolt heads in there. So anyway, we'll get this out and I'll show you what I mean by how I set it up to minimise the mess. So we'll come up here, show you what I'm doing. Hopefully you'll see. So on the oil cooler here, this is the feed line. So this is where it feeds up into the head. So we're gonna I've already cut the crimp clamp off, but we're just gonna loosen it on the fitting there and slide it up. First thing we're going to do when we pull it out, hopefully I'll get this angle right. Take our ear plug. We just want to pull this up real quick and out of the way, and hopefully catch our finger on the bottom of it as we get it up and out. Turn it up that way. Get one of our squishy earplugs and put in there. We take these out once we get this off. This is just to reduce the mess as we're working here. Then we get a rag, stuff it up on top of the oil filter there and underneath. Take one of our chopped off quart bottles there. Now on the front here on these soft tails, you can actually get an extension in. I'll show you straight through there, and it's pretty good, so I'll show you that. So just got our quarter drive 3/8 with an extension, and you can just literally come straight in past. If you loosen oil cooler, you can just come straight in there. Get these guys out. Now the reason I'm doing it in this step is, I'll show you in a minute, I've still got the engine mount on here. The reason I do this way is it gives it time to drain so you can get the most oil out of there as possible. Now because I've already built this motor too, I've had these out, I've already had these out once, they come out a little bit easier. If you haven't had them out before, they take a little bit of time, they've got Loctite on there and they just tight all the way out. Anyway, they're out, so now I'm just going to pop the oil boss forward and it should just drain down into my little bottle there. So I can just reach in here and just pop that guy, normally it's coming that way, and that's it. But there's not much oil because this bike's been sitting here for the last couple of days waiting. But yeah, normally you'll have oil drip out of that at the moment, so that's good. Nice and clean. There's still going to be oil. Once we pull this out, it's going to make a mess anyway. But the rear one is a little bit more tricky, so same process. Let's lift this up so you guys can see. I'm going to chuck our rag in there. Just stops oil going all over the engine case, you know, it just helps minimise the mess. There's a spring clamp here, we just squeeze that together. Lift that up, turn it back out of the way. She's stuck on there a little bit, so we'll just break that seal. Pop it up, same thing, stick your finger in there to hold, that's where it drains back down into the oil tank. And just take the fatter end of it. Just pop it in there like that, wait a couple of seconds and it will swell back up. And this is where a low profile ratchet comes in handy because we can get in here. So get the bolts out, slide the chopped off bottle up underneath there. Alright, just let that drain into there for a minute. While that's happening, we'll undo our front engine mount here and get that. It actually comes out in a couple of pieces, so I've already got them off with the oil cooler, but there's some 5/16 headed internal Allen screws in there. Take them out, and these 9/16 headed bolts. That's it. Make sure it's tangled. Grab the rag and bring it with you. Catch any oil. Same on the front, just need a little twist. Righto guys, so I've got the rocker covers off as you can see there. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the top end down off this, and then we'll take the primary off. We'll probably cut to the video where I've got all that pulled down and we'll go through all the parts, and then we'll pull the engine out and split the cases, and then we'll do all the reassembly. So it's probably going to be a bit, you know, we probably won't show much of the TAD end here, but we will look at the stuff once it's apart. Righto guys, so we're all torn down here at the moment. You can see we've got the top end off. We're going to go through, we've got everything laid out here. I'll go through, give you a bit of a look at everything, take out the pistons, the bores, the heads, everything looks pretty good on there. But you can see here, we're all pulled apart. So what I've done, obviously top end off, primary off, and down here, so hopefully you guys can see. So I've got my flat jack here, and underneath just got a little piece of timber that takes up the difference between the bottom of the frame rail and the engine case. And that holds the engine case up a little bit so we can get our front engine bolt out. And I've just got these straps here in Australia. These actually tie the Harleys into the crates. I've just got that supporting the transmission because once we move the engine forward, I've got everything unbolted here, but once we lift the engine out and forward, that transmission will want to fall down. So yeah, I've just got the strap there holding weight on that. So let's lift this thing out and get it over on the engine bench there, and we'll tear it down, split it in half, and get this new flywheel in. All right, we've got it all out, so I'm going to go ahead here in a minute, just pull the cam cover off and pull all the cam chest out. The reason I didn't do it in the bike is just, you know, when you've got to lift the motor up and out, you can just spill a bit of oil out of there, and as you know, I hate a bit of mess, so if we can avoid it, why not? So we'll go ahead and pull that out and get get the rotor off the other side here, and then we'll separate the cases and get in it. We're going to put new piston squirters in there and everything. So yeah, let's go. Rightio, so before we go much further, we're just going to go through, look at all the stuff here. So the oil pump, everything looks fine now. I mean, just, yeah, no issues whatsoever. Lifters look great too. Cam, everything looks spot on. We're not using that cam, as you know. We're going to be using the new 589. So yeah, getting that 515 out of there. We'll go over here, we'll have a look at our pistons and everything. So you can see here, just get these circlips out of there. I mean, let's get it in the light for you there. Nice and clean. Yeah, it's got the dark combustion marks on there, but no big carbon build-up or anything like that. So looking all really good. The skirts, everything on there look great. So no concerns at all. The bores look good. Obviously, we're going to be using these 12-to-1 pistons here from APE, so a little bit more compression. Heads look great. There's just a little, you know, can just literally scratch off the carbon there, but no build up anyway. I can literally just wipe that down. That is clean. So things running pretty nicely. The spark plugs indicate that. Where are they? Over here. Let me see if I can get this end of the sun here and you can see. But it's running pretty good. The plugs look great, so I'm not concerned about that. We're obviously going to be doing a retune anyway, but everything looks good. Everything in the primary, no concerns there. Compensators looks great. All right, there we are, guys, all pulled down. So we've got to clean this right up, obviously, get rid of all this sealant here, clean it up, wash it all out, clean everything right up and get it ready. So yeah, bit of a look here. I think I did a video a while ago on these when they did a bit of an update on these. So they changed the balances here, they lightened everything up a little bit. So anyway, time to get cleaning. All right, so before we get this crankshaft back in there, we just have a quick look. So we've got new bearings, new seals. We've got the S&S piston oilers in there as well. So let's get this thing together. Right, you can see all our sealants on here are ready to go. So we'll just pop this left side of the crankcase on. Double check we're all good in here. Everything's all oiled up, we're good to go. So slide on over. Normally just need a couple of little taps just to get the balancer. Look at that. Straight down. Now, not 100% sure until we go in, but I think the lifters, the lifters is all right, how good is that looking there, guys? So just getting ready to put the camshaft in. Well, actually what we'll do, we'll put the engine back in the bike, and then we'll go ahead and fit our cam chest components. So again, running the CR589. This is a bit of a test cam that the guys at APE Cyclerama come up with, so it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes in this combination. Rightio, let's get this thing in here. Well, that's going to wrap it up today, guys. I've just got the primary left to do on here, and then that's pretty much it. Going to finish up for the day. Tomorrow, so the next video, we're going to be doing the top end. So we'll talk about all the stuff going on with the top end there. So doing the pistons, doing the ring end gaps, all that sort of stuff. Installing all that, and of course, installing the camshaft and the rest of it. So that's going to be the next video. So if I continue this upload streak that you probably notice I'm on, we should have that video by the end of the week. See you then.